Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 2020 Legends Gala. I'm Ali Olivier Salomon Malay.
And I'm Neil Decourtois. We're coming to you from the Neighborhood House Queen Street campus tonight. To be safe, we're all in different areas of the building, but we can see each other, and our camera crew is masked and distanced. So we're ready to bring you a great event.
Our theme tonight is What Legends Are Made Of, and Neil and I are looking forward to sharing what that means to us. We're also here tonight to celebrate two important milestones in Neighborhood House's history, our 25th anniversary and the first graduating class of seniors this spring.
Olivia and I are both members of the founding 12th grade class. We're excited to be graduating and be part of the legacy at Neighborhood House. Even though we're feeling a little Zoom fatigue, our classmates really wanted to be here to celebrate tonight. So,
meet Neighborhood House's founding 12th grade class.
Thanks for being here, guys. Since you saw what our classmates are up to at home tonight, we want to see how you're celebrating. If you received a fun kit, please use the items to show your Legends pride.
Looks like Mr. and Mrs. Walkinshaw are already having a good time. Looking good, Drummond Forster family.
All right, back to business. Olivier, I remember you from 9th grade. When we both started here, we had Spanish together with Mr. Ortez.
Me too, but you look different. You had short hair and definitely not a full beard. Mr. Ortez helped me connect with other students freshman year. When I first came a few weeks into freshman year, it felt like my classmates were already grouped together, but his class made me feel comfortable and like I could be myself.
Yeah, I was reserved in 9th grade, but I found my people over the last 4 years. Our shared experience as an inaugural high school class is unique and brought us together as we navigated each new grade level. We had to learn how to be in high school. There was no one who came before us, no bar. We had to set our own bar.
I feel like I've been a senior since freshman year. We're the test dummies, but it's given us so many opportunities to help shape the school for the kids who come after us. After my freshman year, I made it my mission to be one of the first people new students talk to. I hit them with a lot of personalities to make them feel welcome. I was also on the committee that was responsible for forming the student government. We wanted our students' voices heard, and the educators at NHCS have always encouraged us to do so.
I feel like the suggestions I make are at the very least heard, but often implemented. We're about to get a radio station to the high school. This came after a suggestion I made for a student morning show in 10th grade. I'm considering going into the entertainment business, so I'm excited. Our class of 55 has bonded over these 4 years, making changes and creating a legacy that will forever be the Neighborhood House High School. I have some really close friends. We've watched each other grow.
The teachers too. Some of our teachers are young or had just started their teaching careers, and they've grown with us. It's been really cool to experience. Speaking of growing up at Neighborhood House, we're also proud to introduce a woman who's been here pretty much since the start. Kay Scott is in her 25th year at NHCS and her 8th year leading the school as executive director. Her history with Neighborhood House and her dedication to us and our teachers and our families has been invaluable throughout these past 8 months.
Miss Scott, since you're in the 5th grade hallway, I'm passing the mic over to you.
Thank you, Olivier and Neil. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our first ever virtual Legends Gala. Thank you all for being with us on this Saturday night. We know that nothing can compare to the iconic Boston Public Library, where we usually celebrate with amazing food and drink from the catered affair. But our team has been working so hard over the last few months to make tonight's celebration feel very special. Thank you, Nicole Morell, Anna Meyering, and Joanne Paul. Tonight's event would not be possible without the leadership of our Gala Committee and the Neighborhood House Board of Trustees, Foundation Board members, and our trustees for life. Particular thanks to Board Chair Christy Strawbridge and Development Committee Chair Alicia Cooney. Thanks to the Durant family for their generous underwriting of tonight's event. Thank you to former board chairs who are tuning in tonight, Sherry Leventhal, Frederick Whitman, and Joe Corrado. Please join me in sending a warm thank you to this extraordinary group of leaders. It's very fitting that tonight's theme is what legends are made of. Legends are about challenges and triumph, and 2020 has had its fair share of both. 2020 has been overwhelming and scary at times, but it has also been full of hope, joy, and strength. 2020 also marks a monumental time in our school's history, our 25th anniversary, which in and of itself is an achievement. Neighborhood House was one of the first charter schools in the Commonwealth and also in the country, and we have stood the test of time. This significant moment in our history wouldn't be possible without the relentless efforts of a few people who I consider to be legends. Kristen McCormick, Kevin Andrews, and Charlie Cabot teamed up 25 years ago with the shared belief that an outstanding education has the power to change the trajectory of young people's lives. We started with kindergarten, first and second grades, and eventually grew to serve 400 students in pre-K through 8th grade. Over time, it became clear that a Neighborhood House High School would complete our vision, allowing us to truly prepare students for life success. Today, Neighborhood House serves 800 students in pre-K through 12th grade across 2 campuses here in Dorchester. I couldn't be more proud that our first class of 12th grade scholars will be graduating this coming spring. This has been a long-held wish for Neighborhood House and for our community. I'm sure it'll be said many times in the coming months. Congratulations, seniors. As our founding high school scholars, you are legendary in your own right, and you're paving the way for all of the scholars who will come after you. We are so proud of you, and we can't wait to see who you become in your lives after Neighborhood House. As you know, we have a rich history, and at this moment in time, we're drawing on our 25-year foundation of innovation, our 25-year history of continuous learning and improvement to meet head-on the challenges of today. And indeed, the challenges are great. There is fear and worry every day among families, among educators, among everyone suffering from the devastating impacts of COVID-19. And for communities of color like ours, racial injustice is a daily lived experience. And yet, we know that moments like these of intense turbulence can create the conditions for some of the most innovative thinking and the most powerful change. I'm not saying it's been easy or perfect. Change rarely is. In fact, the last few months have been extremely hard, and the last few days, this has been particularly true. At times, the challenges in front of us have felt insurmountable. But one thing that gives me tremendous hope is that we have shown that we can do hard things. I truly believe that we will become a stronger, better organization because of all of this. And like our mission says, we don't give up on kids. This is what legends are made of. In the spring of 2020, looking back, it was a bit of a whirlwind. We had relatively little time and preparation to make some very critical decisions.
It was like the first 2.5 weeks maybe, trying to figure out how we're going to be safe and what decisions we need to be making as a family to be safe.
You talk about hard questions. At that point, it was answering hard questions that no one had the answer to.
We knew that we couldn't, in good faith, communicate that our children would be safe with such major unknowns.
We went from COVID seeming like a sort of distant idea to having to make the decision to shut down the school.
I made the announcement at Legends Hall, and then that was it. And then we were gone. It was a very empty building. It was an exit of uncertainty, and I think we all felt that.
This is the home of Isaac and Vivian Pina. Vivian is working in her
Our families were impacted in so many different ways by the pandemic.
A lot of issues, especially for Black and Brown and Latinx families, have been exacerbated. People and families have lost jobs. There's bigotry and racism that has been lifted up that young people can't be sheltered from.
For so many of our families, there was increased food insecurity and economic insecurity as a result of the pandemic.
There are many historical instances of health inequities that are compounded by race. The decisions that we made kept that knowledge at the forefront, which means we're not going to further exacerbate an inequity by making decisions that will put our children even more at risk.
We made the announcement about closing school on Friday, March 13th, and by Tuesday morning, we had an infrastructure built out to provide meals to our students. By the middle of that week, we had work in the hands of our young people, and we're beginning to distribute technology.
I remember March 13th. I was actually kind of excited to be able to go to school from home. Didn't really think about the challenges of online school, so.
And when COVID actually started, Mr. Lucy was out checking if anybody was okay.
I was just thinking to myself, I'm really gonna have to adjust to this and just keep focused and just don't let my mind get off the track, basically.
4, 3, 2, all 6, 4 sets. Let's get 6
Teaching
sets
and learning more so than teaching, is a very vulnerable act. You have to accept that I don't know something. And I'm going to not only accept I don't know something, I'm going to trust you enough that you are going to teach it to me. And part of it, of being here every day, is building that trust. Good or bad, rain or shine, I'm here every day with you.
Although we're not with each other as much, they still check up on us and make sure we're doing okay emotionally and physically.
And Coley,
the beauty of prioritizing social emotional learning in our mission is that we had staff that were ready to jump in and support. Having adjustment counselors, having therapeutic support specialists, having family engagement managers. I mean, that just was phenomenal to already have resources within the school to transition scholars who are our most vulnerable.
Maybe I will not be a vet. What else?
sometimes moments of intensive destabilization create the conditions for some of the most innovative thinking you can imagine.
Tell us again how long you've been playing the piano.
Only a couple of months.
You are so talented.
Technology in the home now, I think, will reverberate throughout the school year and into other school years. I enjoy the fact that parents can hear my lessons. Now the community is literally in my classroom. We have torn down the four walls of the classroom and we're telling parents, you are welcome in, come in, sit in, hear everything that's happening right now.
We get up in the morning and we have a space, finished basement that is called, we call it the university. And so we gear the kids up in the morning and everyone heads down to that university space to start their academics.
The class of 2021 is our first graduating class. Even in the midst of an unprecedented pandemic, they are still going to achieve the goals that they set for themselves, but now they have additional skills of being able to persevere through adversity in a way that they didn't have before. And we couldn't write that in any mission statement or any roadmap for the state.
I am part of the first graduating class of Neighborhood House Scholars. I definitely feel like I'm ready for whatever comes my way after high school. And a large part of that comes from Neighborhood House Charter School because they've definitely challenged me in a good way to make me reach farther.
We believe in the NHCS model even more now. You really know what an institution is when crisis set in. And so this crisis has highlighted and profiled for us that NHCS has an understanding about what it means to have lives in their hand and the future of young people in their hands.
We do not give up on students. And I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I've seen students be given up on, I've seen peers be given up on, and to be in a place in which I can see a child not be given up on to everybody in the building is circling the wagon around this one student. That just sums it up for me.
When we're greeted by families who are arriving to drop off their children for in-person community building, or when a staff member stops at a home, we are reminded of the centrality and importance of human connection. At the end of the day, that's what makes Neighborhood House a special place.
To be a legend means to step up to a challenge, even though you're scared, even though the odds are stacked against you.
A legend is someone who achieves their dreams no matter the obstacles.
I am strong and I am brave.
I am uplifted. I am courageous.
I am a legend and proud to be a part of the legacy of NHCS.
Our students are legendary, our families are legendary, our staff are legendary.
We are strong, we are legends, we are Neighborhood House Charter School.
The skateboard that you got is pretty nice. Them tricks you were doing was pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. Wait, is this a full body shot? Neil, did you know about this?
What? Yo, dude, you didn't tell me it was a full body shot.
Everyone looks so good. It's so nice that our community of friends, staff, and families can come together virtually tonight.
The high school is representing tonight. Miss Minnie and Miss Bagranson came to party. You all look great.
Ms. Bargranson has been an important part of our high school year. Neil is from Trinidad, and my family is Haitian. And in our shared Caribbean culture, we didn't grow up expressing emotion much. High school can be very overwhelming, though. And I really lean on Ms. Bargranson. She feels me.
She's like a mother figure to me at NHCS. If you're doing well, she praises you. But if you need to be put in check, she's not afraid to do that either.
Our teachers have supported us through a lot over the past 4 years. We appreciate that we can relate to them and feel lucky to have formed so many solid relationships here. Mr. Farr was our history teacher for 2 years, and even though he had to move away this summer, we are still in touch. He wrote me a letter of recommendation for college. I always appreciated that he knew how I was feeling without me having to say it.
He's always honest. He gave it to us straight. So many of our teachers have real-life conversations with us, and that makes me feel like I can be more authentically myself. Support from our teachers has made the challenges Ms. Scott has talked about these past 8 months a little more manageable. We've been dealing with a lot: the pandemic, remote learning, and the blatant racial injustice and violence.
Growing up most of my life in Haiti, I didn't face racial inequity. So when I moved here, it took me a few years to really understand and process how I would be treated or viewed at times.
I want to be viewed the same as everyone else. I don't want to feel like I have to take off my hoodie every time I go into a store. I don't want judgments to be made because of how I look. I attended peaceful protests and rallies over the last few months while working with the Boston Public Health Commission. Gathering and hearing people's stories was very powerful.
I appreciate when Mr. Martin started one of our classes last spring by inviting us to observe 5 minutes of silence when George Floyd was killed. I commended him for that. He took action, and it made me know that somebody cared how I was feeling. We've got a lot of work to do. I try to turn it into positivity somehow. I do my part by breaking stereotypes. Whatever I do, I make sure I do it right. I put my best self, always.
It's time to introduce someone whose work ultimately resulted in so many opportunities for Neighborhood House students. Ms. Tanika McDonald. She's a Neighborhood House alum and an advocate for herself, this school, and her daughters. They came to school last week as a family, and we're going to share their story.
Good afternoon. My name is Tanika McDonald. I live in Boston and I grew up in Dorchester, and this is the first time that I've ever testified at the State House. My daughter Talia, who is now 7 turning 8, she currently attends 2nd grade at a BPS school. I've had her on the wait list for Neighborhood House Charter School since K1, and I feel like I've been pretty much stalking the secretary to find out how far down the waiting list she is, because I desperately want to get her in the school. If she does get in, I would love the sibling preference policy, just because, as you can see, Talia is about to be a big sister. My daughter's really smart, but I feel like she isn't being pushed to succeed. I want to get her into a charter school so I can fulfill her potential and not just easily have her pass. I'm not just a wannabe charter school parent. I myself attended the Neighborhood House Charter School. I know what that opportunity has meant for me, and I'm trying to make that choice for my children, but there just aren't enough seats. That's why I'm here to urge you to lift the cap on charter schools. And I want to say Neighborhood House had really prepared me for this world. I don't know what would I be if I never were granted the NHCS opportunity. I just want to say again, please lift the cap on charter schools and give more children and families, including mine, the opportunity that I was able to have. Thank you for listening. Hello, my name is Tanika McDonald. I'm an alumni that attended the Neighborhood House Charter School, and I graduated in the 8th grade class of 2005. As you can see in the video, I attended the Education Committee hearing in 2015 at the State House. At the time, we were advocating to raise the cap for more seats in charter schools. In 2016, Neighborhood House was granted to expand their middle school. They also opened a new high school, which ironically is at the old St. Mark's building where I attended Neighborhood House Charter School in 2005. This also granted the ability for students like Neil and Olivier to graduate as 12th graders. I still to this day have keepsakes from my middle school, my graduation book, my laminated high school essay, and pictures with my classmates and teachers. Memories that I cherish to this day. My teachers were very persistent, and they did not let me fail. Miss Worcester, at the time, was my high school placement counselor, and she now is Talia's advisor and her English teacher. She also helped me get into Fenway High School. One thing I want my children to do as new students at the Neighborhood House Charter School is to learn, have fun, and grow with the Neighborhood House family as I did. As a parent, remote learning has been difficult, I'm sure, for everybody else, as it has been for me. Very challenging, and it has its pros and cons, but we're still taking it one day at a time. One thing that I do enjoy is being able to sit in on my girls' classes, observe their interaction with their teachers and their peers, and ensuring that they're actually participating in their classes. So Talia, how do you feel coming to Neighborhood House Charter School as a 7th grader?
I like coming to the school as a 7th grader because the learning here is really good. The teachers help me succeed in my work. They're, like my mom said, they're very persistent on making sure you finish all your work. And they just really want you to succeed, and I could see that.
And how do you enjoy your new school so far?
Good, because I love my teacher because she's the best teacher.
NHCS supports us by offering to support our children at any given time, whether it's early in the morning, after classes on Zoom are over, or even at night when they have questions about their homework. I know the experience I've had, the impact it's left on me, so I would like the same for my girls as well. That's why I chose Neighborhood House for my children. Thank you.
We appreciate you sharing, Ms. McDonald, Talia, and Tyler. After 25 years, Neighborhood House is truly built on passionate educators and special families like yours. We wouldn't be graduating as seniors without people like you knowing the importance of Neighborhood House. You're each what legends are made of.
It takes legends to navigate remote learning. Before COVID-19, when we were going to the school building, I had a set routine. But now, I've learned to manage all my free time better. It's made me change my mindset. Instead of feeling overwhelmed when I have a goal, I take things one step at a time and do each one to the best of my ability and then move forward.
I've set a bar for myself, and I'll get through no matter how I'm feeling. I'm motivated by my mom. Being able to reach a point in the future and have my mom watch me have a stable and independent life keeps me going.
I'm motivated by my eventual independence. I want to move away from Boston. I'm considering attending an HBCU for college. I want to live independently in a dorm and blossom into an adult, master new skills, work on cars, and learn how to cook. The goal is to eventually be a leader in my community, someone who can be looked up to and depended on. I want to work for myself, be flexible, and be able to travel. Maybe be a comedian or host my own podcast. I've formed strong friendships at Neighborhood House, so many of those I want to take with me.
I am currently a Posse Scholar finalist. I want to go to school for business analytics. I'm looking for a sense of family and support at colleges and small class sizes like we've had at Neighborhood House, because my close friends have become family. My ultimate goal is to fully be involved in the workforce with a stable income, a healthy mental state, my own family, and be able to give back to my family.
So now we're going to pass it back to Ms. Scott.
Thank you, Neil and Olivier. It's been so fun having you as our MCs tonight. You both have such bright futures ahead of you. Wow, what a night it has been. I won't continue to tell you how challenging the world is right now. You've just heard from our students, families, and educators about the challenges. It's easy to get lost in the worry, the fear, the doubt. My sincere hope is that tonight you're buoyed by messages of strength, optimism, and joy. I want to thank everyone who participated in tonight's production. Our pre-event hosts, Christy, Brendan, Gimel, and Ryan, Neil and Olivier, our MCs, Tynequa, Talia, Tyla, and all of our student performers. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight. Because of your generosity, we've already raised more than $450,000 for Neighborhood House this school year. And right now, we're going to see if we can raise some more. There are a lot of reasons to make a donation tonight. Make a gift in honor of all NHCS students and families, or make a gift in honor of our first class of graduating seniors. Make a gift in honor of our legendary educators. Make a gift in honor of our 25th anniversary. Make a gift because the challenges that our students, teachers, and families are facing have never been greater, and the stakes have never been higher, and our need has never been more significant. To provide Chromebooks and iPads to each student, to equip teachers with the tools they need to deliver an exceptional education every day, to supply our 2 campuses with PPE to keep our students and staff safe. Make a gift to help us be relentless in pursuit of our mission, to ensure that we continue to give care and attention to the social and emotional health and well-being of our students and educators, and to prioritize support to families in need. However you're moved, thank you for your support for Neighborhood House. We are grateful that you are a part of our legendary community. As I said earlier, we've already raised more than $450,000, and tonight we hope we can reach $500,000. If you're tuning in via the GiveSmart live stream, you should see some donation buttons on the left panel of your screen. If you don't see that, you can use your smartphone or other device to go to nhcs.givesmart.com or scan the QR code on the screen. Let's see how much we can raise in the next 3 minutes. While we wait, please enjoy this performance, This Is Me, from The Greatest Showman, featuring 11th grader Dianata Cruz and 10th grader Charlotte Cineas.
I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one love you as you are. But won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am proof, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is another round of bullets, it's my skin. Go fire away, 'cause today I won't let this sink in. We are bursting through the barricade and reaching for the sun. Yeah, that's where we'll become. I won't let them break us down. I know that there's a place for us. When the sharpest words gonna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am proof, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. Yes, I know that I deserve love. There's something on my heart. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is proof, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come.
Wow! We received so much money tonight. Thank you, yes, all of you, for your generosity.
We want to thank everyone for supporting our event tonight. Thank you to our event sponsors, and a special thank you to the Durant family and the Leventhal family for your tremendous support of NHCS and this event. And thank you to the Bliss family. Mr. Bliss was a longtime friend and supporter of the school. We will forever be grateful for the impact he had on the NHCS community.
The letters NHCS hold a special place in my heart. The N has taught me to never give up. The H has instilled a healthy mindset in me. The C has built confidence in me. and the S has navigated me to success.
Thank you for allowing us to host. In 10th grade, I spoke to the Neighborhood House Board. In 11th grade, I attended the gala as a student representative. And tonight, I've had the pleasure of hosting the gala. This has been another milestone towards my success in my future entertainment career, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for attending, thank you for supporting NHCS, and thank you for sharing this experience with us.
Enjoy the rest of your night.